Welcome to the Data Strategic Advantage channel. Our topic today is data quality.
You know, it's interesting. We hear all the time about data being the new oil, this incredibly valuable resource.
Right.
But what good is oil if it's contaminated?
Okay.
That's where data quality comes in.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So we're talking about refining the data to make it truly valuable. But where do we even begin? What does bad data look like? And how does it impact us?
Well, think about a time you've received a marketing email with your name misspelled. Or maybe a package was delivered to the wrong address because of a typo. These are everyday examples of data quality issues in action.
Right. Those little annoyances we all experience. But I imagine it goes way beyond that.
Yeah,
Especially for organizations.
absolutely. Imagine a company launching a major marketing campaign based on inaccurate customer data. They could end up targeting the wrong audience entirely, wasting a huge amount of money and effort.
Oh, wow.
Or consider a hospital making treatment decisions based on incomplete patient records. The consequences could be dire.
So poor data quality can lead to wasted resources, missed opportunities, and even safety risks. It sounds like something businesses can't afford to ignore.
Exactly, and yet so many organizations struggle with data quality. They might have data scattered across different systems with no clear understanding of what they have or how accurate it is. Or they might have outdated information that no longer reflects the current reality.
So how do we start to get a handle on this? Is there a way to systematically approach data quality?
There is. One common framework involves thinking about data quality in terms of different dimensions, kind of like facets of a gem. Each facet represents a different aspect of data quality that needs to be considered.
Data quality dimensions, that sounds intriguing. Can you give me some examples?
Sure. One crucial dimension is accuracy. Is the data correct and free from errors? For example, if a company's database has inaccurate customer addresses, it will lead to delivery problems and frustrated customers.
That makes perfect sense. What else should we be looking at?
Another important dimension is completeness. Is all the necessary information present? Think about a medical record missing crucial information about a patient's allergies. That could lead to serious consequences.
Wow, that's a powerful example. It really highlights why data quality is so important. So we've got accuracy and completeness. What are some other facets of this data quality gem?
Well, we also need to consider consistency. Is the data consistent across different systems? For example, if a customer has multiple conflicting IDs in different databases, it can create a lot of confusion and errors.
Right, so it's not just about having correct information. It's also about making sure that information is aligned across the board.
Exactly. And then there's timeliness. Is the data up to date and relevant to the current situation? Imagine a company making critical business decisions based on outdated sales figures. They could end up making the wrong choices.
That's a good point. So having timely data is crucial for making informed decisions. Are there any other dimensions we should be aware of?
There are several others, but one more that's important to mention is relevancy. Is the data relevant to its intended use? Organizations often collect vast amounts of data, but not all of it is actually useful for analysis or decision-making.
So it's not just about having a lot of data. It's about having the right data for the specific task at hand.
Precisely. By understanding these different data quality dimensions, organizations can start to identify areas where they need to improve and develop strategies to address those issues.
It sounds like these dimensions provide a framework for assessing and improving data quality. But how do we actually put this into practice? Is there a process organizations can follow?
There is. Many organizations use a data quality improvement cycle. That helps them systematically address data quality challenges. It involves a series of steps that work together to ensure data is as accurate, complete, and reliable as possible.
A cycle. That sounds like a continuous process. Can you walk us through the steps involved?
Of course. The first step is to define what good data looks like for your organization. This involves setting clear standards and requirements for each of the data quality dimensions we've discussed.
So you're essentially setting the bar for data quality,
Mhm.
establishing a benchmark against which you can measure your data.
Exactly. Once you have those standards defined, the next step is to measure your existing data against those standards. This helps you identify areas where your data falls short and prioritize areas for improvement. That's fair. It's like taking inventory. But for your data, you're figuring out where the gaps are, where the inconsistencies lie, and where things are just plain wrong.
So you've measured the data and you've found some issues. What's next?
The next step is to analyze why those issues exist. What are the root causes of the data quality problems you identified? Are there errors in data entry? Are there inconsistencies between different systems? Are there issues with data collection methods?
So it's not enough to just spot the errors. You have to dig deeper and understand why they're happening, kind of like detective work.
Exactly. Once you understand the root causes, you can move on to the improvement phase. This is where you develop and implement solutions to fix the problems you've identified.
So this is where you start cleaning up the data, correcting errors, and implementing processes to prevent those errors from happening again.
Right. This might involve things like implementing data validation rules, standardizing data entry procedures, or integrating different systems to improve consistency.
It sounds like this improvement phase can be quite involved depending on the complexity of the data quality issues you're facing.
It can be, but remember, data quality is an ongoing journey, not a one-time project. That's why the final step in the cycle is control.
Control, what does that entail?
Control is all about monitoring data quality over time to ensure the improvements you've made are sticking and to identify any new issues that may arise.
So it's about putting in place systems and processes to continuously track data quality and make adjustments as needed.
Exactly. This might involve things like running regular data quality reports, implementing data quality dashboards, or setting up alerts to notify you of potential issues.
Okay, so we've got a cycle of define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. It's a continuous process of assessing, addressing, and monitoring data quality to ensure that it meets the organization's needs. What I'm hearing is that data quality isn't just an IT issue. It's a strategic issue that impacts the entire organization.
Absolutely, and that's a really important point. Data quality is everyone's responsibility. It's not just something that the IT department should worry about. Everyone who handles data, from the people entering it to the people making decisions based on it, has a role to play in ensuring data quality.
That makes sense. If everyone understands the importance of data quality and takes ownership of their role in maintaining it, you're much more likely to create a culture of data quality within the organization.
Exactly. When you have a culture of data quality, everyone benefits. You make better decisions, you operate more efficiently, and you ultimately achieve better outcomes.
So what's the biggest takeaway for our listeners today? What's the one thing they should remember about data quality?
I would say the biggest takeaway is that data quality is not just a technical issue. It's a business issue, a strategic issue, and even a personal issue. We all rely on data every day, whether we realize it or not, and the quality of that data affects our lives in countless ways.
So we should all be paying more attention to data quality, both in our personal lives and in our professional lives.
Absolutely. The more we understand about data quality, the better equipped we'll be to make informed decisions, protect ourselves from harm, and create a world where data is a force for good.
It's fascinating to think about how much we rely on data without even realizing it.
Yeah, it's truly woven into the fabric of our lives. Think about how data shapes our daily experiences. From the personalized recommendations you get while shopping online to the traffic updates on your GPS navigation, it's all powered by data.
Right? And let's not forget about the incredible advancements in healthcare, the development of life-saving treatments, and the insights we're gaining into diseases, all fueled by data analysis.
It's amazing to think about the possibilities when we have access to high-quality data, but it also underscores the responsibility we have to ensure that data is accurate and reliable.
Because as we've discussed, the quality of that data directly impacts the quality of the outcomes. Inaccurate data can lead to misinformed decisions, flawed research, and even potentially harmful consequences.
Exactly, and that's why it's so important for all of us to become more data literate. We need to be able to critically evaluate the data we encounter, understand its limitations, and advocate for better data practices.
So what are some practical steps our listeners can take to improve their own data literacy and contribute to a world where data is more trustworthy?
That's a great question. First, I'd say be skeptical. Don't just blindly accept everything you read or hear, especially online where misinformation can spread rapidly.
Yeah, it's like the old saying, don't believe everything you read on the internet. But with the sheer volume of information we're exposed to these days, it can be tough to discern what's reliable and what's not.
It definitely is. That's why it's crucial to ask questions about the source of the data. Who collected it? What were their methods? Are there any potential biases?
Yeah, and we should also cross-reference information, checking to see if it aligns with what we know from other reputable sources.
Right. It's about being an active and informed consumer of data. And on the flip side, we should be equally mindful of the data we ourselves create.
You mean the information we share online, the forms we fill out, the transactions we make.
Precisely. All of that contributes to the vast ocean of data that shapes our world. So we have a responsibility to make sure the data we're putting out there is accurate and complete. It's about taking ownership of our digital footprint and ensuring it reflects a commitment to data quality.
And finally, if we encounter data quality issues, whether in our personal or professional lives, We shouldn't hesitate to speak up. We can ask questions, challenge inconsistencies, and demand better data.
That's right. We need to be advocates for data quality because ultimately we all benefit from a world where data is reliable and trustworthy.
Well said. This has been a truly enlightening deep dive into data quality. Thank you for guiding us through this complex topic and offering such valuable insights.
It's been my pleasure. I always enjoy opportunities to discuss the importance of data quality and empower others to become more data literate.
And to our listeners, we hope you found this deep dive informative and engaging. Data quality might not always be the most glamorous topic, but it's undeniably crucial in our data-driven world.
Yeah, we encourage you to continue exploring this important subject and to think critically about the role data quality plays in your own lives.
Don't forget to subscribe, and don't hesitate to tell us in the comments what topics are